Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Nerdy Volume Podcast. Today we're going to be talking about, are there different board games for different people?
Aloha, everyone. I feel that's the same energy we need to give, as we're introducing the
Welcome
episode.
to another episode.
You know what I'm saying?
Konnichiwa.
Doitashimashite.
Should we do it again?
No way. That was perfect. It was very smooth. It felt like a golf
I was trying to
tournament,
make it
know what I
like,
mean?
I'm trying to smooth it in.
AM radio?
Yeah.
I know,
Welcome to another
it's
episode
kind of,
of
XM
Jazz.
I
radio.
try to make it fit because, I got this little, mic. Okay, anyways,
No,
guys,
you
we're going to
felt it.
talk
We
about
felt it. We felt
board games,
Board games for different
board games for different people
type
because
of people.
obviously we're different people.
Disclaimer. We're not hating on any type of people. This is just basically like cliques of people, and we're not talking about cultures or anything like that, okay? Because there's a ton of different versions of every culture, letting you know.
Also,
Okay.
disclaimer: I hate on all kinds of people. I'm just kidding.
So please subscribe to his. No, I'm kidding.
Also, another disclaimer: his shirt is very distracting. In case you are,
My wife lied to me. She tried to cheat
She didn't
me.
lie.
So,
Yeah,
guys,
like-
if you are listening to us in this episode of this podcast, please head over to YouTube and you can see the spectacle on this man's
Explain.
It's not a
body.
spectacle.
Explain.
Right?
Your
So my wife was super excited. She grabbed this shirt. She's like, "Look what I bought you! It's Gundam." And I'm like, "Oh, that's cool." As I'm finishing the word "cool," I see that there's a bow on its head, and I'm like, "That's a Hello Kitty shirt." And she's like, "No, it's a Gundam and Hello Kitty. They did a collab." And I'm like, "What the heck?" And if you look at the back, I don't know if you can see it in that camera. In the back, it says Gundam and Hello Kitty on it. I don't know if it's
Gundam and Hello Kitty. Okay.
or Hello
It's a
Kitty and Gundam
guys,
or whatever.
Gundam Kitty.
Hey, but I mean, I didn't know we were supposed to bring our Hello Kitty Gundam shirts.
Yeah,
and,
no, these two
We
kinda-
didn't get the memo.
We were
We
told,
have ours.
This
we
is why-
told
this is
Red,
why-
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I'm everybody's favorite on this podcast. Everybody knows that. I see it all in all the reviews at the bottom.
Our
I just
review.
delete them later so they don't feel bad about it.
But anyway, yes, back to the subject.
It's just different.
Before we get on hand.
Different.
Board games for different types of people. So, there's a ton of board games out there where they deal with puzzles, and I mean, obviously like puzzles, regular,
Yep.
1,000 pieces. And
I love
there's other board
Is
games.
that a game? Do you consider a puzzle a game? Like a regular puzzle where you put 1,000 pieces
No, it's
together?
a puzzle. But I guess it's a strategy game. Yeah.
It's a challenge.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
A challenge, yes.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would consider it a game.
I call it a game because it's
Like, what is a
challenge.
game exactly? Is it where you have to rack up points?
That's a good.
You know what I'm
That's a
saying?
good question. What is a game?
Yeah, because you have to complete the puzzle is you have to complete a fixed image when it's all like scrambled. And I think that's where the challenge is, and like you said, a challenge is also a game too. You know what I mean?
Or a game is a challenge.
They're both the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're equally
Challenge
the
is
same.
game challenge. Yeah, sure. Yeah. But
The challenge
I mean,
accepted.
sports is games too, I guess, right?
Yeah,
So,
Yeah,
like
because
X
they're
Games,
challenging each other.
the Olympics.
Yeah, and they're challenging each
Yeah,
other.
they're challenging, yeah. And then you're challenging yourself with puzzles because it's a fixed image that somebody already made, and you have to go and remake it.
You're
You
just
know?
challenging.
Yeah.
You're just challenging yourself.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
But anyway, so there's puzzle games. There's also games where you have to like puzzle games, but it's like you read like strategy games where you would read almost like a reading problem in school. There's Sue went to the store at 6:00 and Tom went to the store at 7:00. What is the difference between the hour? You know what I mean? And obviously you would have to solve that, right? And there's games where it's like that, where there's a game called Sherlock Holmes where there's a whole story.
That's math, right? That sounded like a
It
word
is
problem.
math. Yeah, it's like a reading problem. Well,
That's
word
school
problem, I
right
guess.
there. That's not game.
But you would read it.
I know.
And then you would have to figure out what the reading is about. Like the game Sherlock Holmes,
Yeah.
where
I didn't even know
there's
there was a game like that.
oh my god, I have it.
Yeah?
I bought it. If you guys want to play it, let me know. It's tough.
Uh-oh.
It's tough.
It's
but-
replayable?
Mhm.
That game is replayable?
It can be,
Or is it like an exit
but
game?
it's like an exit game, but it all depends on how the answers are. So like you can always have someone who's not going to play with you figure out the answers, and then they could score it for you. You know what I mean? But then again, like it's more like a one-time play kind of thing, and it's a heavy game. It's a heavy game, but it's not like like hour. It doesn't take hours to do. It just all depends on how well you guys can work together because it's a co-op game. But anyway, that's more of like a strategy game based off of readings. And there's also games where you don't have to take turns. You can all go at the same time, like simultaneously. Games like Magic Maze, you don't have your own meeple or person or character or color. You don't have your own. You could all move at the same time. And there's other games where like matching. You know how you would match cards and make sure that you have the same one. And then if you do, and you make all the matches before the time runs out, you win. You've played those games?
Like 5 Minute Dungeon kind of thing. Oh no.
Code name.
Well, 5 Minutes Dungeon does have
kinda
that
like,
that
yeah.
mechanic,
Yeah.
but
It's not like
necessarily-
matching. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like-
yeah. It's matching the dungeon, but
Right.
you're right.
Almost there.
Yeah. And then so like and the one where you play simultaneously games like Magic Maze, that works. You know what I mean? And so different types of people play different types of games based off of what they enjoy and what they don't enjoy. Like me, I have a headache when I play games like what should I say? Games like chess, where you would have to really kind of understand all the moves that there is to make. You know what I mean? And then you could play a pretty decent game. You know what I mean? And those give me headaches. But I like puzzle games where you would have to read, like the Sherlock Holmes I brought up. You know what I mean? And also, like, I realize that I don't really fit in this genre and that we're talking about, like, what types of games. Because I'm down to play any game once. You know what I mean? I also like games where, what is it? Where you have to kind of think on your feet or your toes, I guess. And it's just all like kind of like improv
Yeah.
kind of work. You know
Dungeons
what I
and
mean?
Dragons.
Yes. Oh my gosh, Dungeons and Dragons. Yes. 100%. Yes.
We went to go eat last week, and he hassled me. I played
The
Dungeons
whole
and Dragons
party
with
hassled him.
and his brother and another friend of ours, Jay.
Yes.
And we went to go eat, and they kind of like jumped me. It's like, "What, we playing Dungeons and Dragons again?" And I'm like, "I
we
know."
had him in the only
that,
corner that he
man.
couldn't leave. He couldn't leave the other side.
Yeah, I didn't know. That's why
Yeah.
they put me in that corner.
Yeah.
Oh man,
But
I was
I-
so close to seeing that too.
You could have been my savior.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Oh, and there's also like,
but I do
what we
wanna
did-
play it.
like what we did last night, escape room.
Escape room.
Yeah. There's escape rooms,
Board game version?
board games like Exit. Yeah, you know what
I
I mean?
have a question.
Unlock.
Is there a difference between a board game and a tabletop game? Are all
I think
board
they're-
games tabletop games, but not all tabletop games are board games? Question, not a statement.
I always thought board games were table.
Yeah,
So all board games are tabletop games, obviously, because you're playing them on the table.
I think it's more. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I think it's more of like tabletop is more of trying to give a specific game, like video games, tabletop games, and they got the board games. But I think all board games all have to be on top of the table in order for them to be played.
Right. I mean, I'm guessing that's where the phrase tabletop came from.
Right. Yeah.
You play them on top of a table.
Right. But I think I don't know. What about you? What do you think? I think all board games are tabletop games.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I think all tabletop games or all board games in general deal with being on a table.
Right.
Right.
Well, maybe except like Flick 'em Up, but you definitely need a table, but you
flick
don't
'em.
need a board. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think as long as you could have to play it on the table, it's that's a board game. Like I wouldn't say like horseshoes or cornhole is
Right.
a.
So those
board
would be
game.
like party games then, or
Just games.
Those are
just
just games. Yeah, they're just
yeah.
regular games. Yeah.
I was just wondering.
Yeah.
But I guess you would say that was the one you said, flick 'em up.
Flick 'em Up. Yeah. That's a crazy game.
So it's not a board game because it doesn't have a board, but it is a tabletop game because it's played on the table.
Mm-hmm. It's played on a table. I would say it is a board game because although there's not a board, there are
I've never played it, so I don't know.
parts where there are
it's organized on top of the table, right?
there's stuff on it like buildings. There's things that you build to make a building.
Oh,
you know what I
okay.
mean? And Flick 'em Up, you basically have to flick like little discs underneath these buildings and stuff like that. And you're in the Wild Wild West and stuff like that.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Wow, West.
Yeah, and it's a crazy fun game. I only played it once, and I fell in love with it. But I didn't have a big enough table to play it because the bigger the table, the better.
Yeah.
But yeah. So it's like the old West kind of games. There's also dice drafting games. If you guys ever played Fuse, That's where you would roll dice, and you could only choose one dice per person. And if you can't choose one, you have to roll the one that you can't choose, and whatever number it lands on. And if everybody else has that number, they have to get rid of it. And if they have the same color as the dice, because there's different colors, you have to get rid of those colors on. You know what I mean? And the whole idea is for you to collect dice to defuse bombs.
Nice.
You know?
It's kind of similar to that one, the zombies one.
Yes.
The zombies.
What was zombies? Oh,
There's a zombies and then there's a Batman one.
zombie dice.
Yeah, zombie
Yes,
dice.
that's dice test.
You're I think you introduced me to that game too. I think in fact 90% of the games that I'm playing is because of this guy.
I was just gonna say when it comes to like board games, tabletop games / put in between, king of them in our party for sure.
Oh.
Yeah.
In our party for sure. Like in our group of friends, I would say that he's probably the king of probably playing the most games,
Yeah.
and probably I would venture to say owning the most games.
Yeah. I mean, I have a
Right?
little box in my garage, but it's not even half of his collection, guys.
Yeah. No,
I bring as much.
I have
as I
like
can.
like we said a few weeks ago. I have the Pokebox.
Yeah.
Right.
The Minecraft Pokemon.
The Minecraft Pokebox. That's really where all my games are. I probably have like maybe a quarter of a shelf also of some board games, but other than that, I don't. Although, hey, next time we get together, my brother just taught me a card game called Cambio. I don't know if you've ever played it. Fantastic game, so fun, so
I think
fun.
cambio means change in Spanish.
It is.
Yeah.
It does mean that. Change.
Like in what aspect? Like change of money or change of clothes?
Ooh.
I don't know. It's just Cambio, so it could be either one.
Oh, okay.
But it's a card game. It's a really fun game, and I kind of want to play with you guys whenever.
I'm definitely down.
It's a cool game. It's a fun game.
Yeah.
Kind of intense. But
Okay.
yeah.
Well, all right. So let's see. For a certain type of people, I would say like gamblers, games like card games, like Texas
Poker.
Hold'em, poker,
Blackjack.
Blackjack.
Blackjack,
Yeah.
yeah.
I said rummy. Pai Gow. Roulette. You know what I'm saying? Regular games that you see at a casino. I mean, we live in Las Vegas. We see it everywhere.
Yeah.
There's even the slot machines at the gas stations, which is weird.
That is,
You know.
that was one of like those culture shocks I faced when I first moved
100%.
out here, and I'm like,
Yeah.
Yep.
dang, are you guys really that addicted
That's
to gambling?
crazy.
That's it's in the gas station
Yeah.
or the supermarket.
It's in the grocery store, the Smith's grocery store.
The grocery store. Yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Good thing it's not in Walmart.
Dude, I just remember that, you know, when I was in the gas station when I was 21, it was at lunch at $5. Boom. Put it in, won $51. I was like, I got gas going home, baby. Let's go. You know?
And that's all you need.
That's it. But, you know, it's those tiny rewards that gambling games give you. And obviously, like, gamblers would like it. And people who like to play games that are high risk gamers, you know, where, you know, they would risk it all for the dub. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so games like poker, blackjack, or even if like I just mostly card games. Like even I don't know if you guys ever played games like Rich Man Poor Man or Trumps
I read the book.
or Spades, Hearts.
I think that's Rich Dad Poor Dad, but yeah.
Oh, wait, which book? The business one or the? Because I have the Rich Man Poor Man, the business one.
Yeah.
Oh, that one. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about cash flow then.
Yeah, I'm talking about,
there
you
you
know what I'm
go.
saying? And
Cash
so,
flow.
you know, I think games like that really, you know, or more card games revolve around gamblers more so than any of the other games. Just like how chess players and checker players, games on boards where it's like black and white, kind of you go forward, back, first person who destroys your side, like a game of attrition. You know what I mean? I think those games mostly go around people that are like, more like gamblers or like to gamble. You know what I mean?
My brother's good at chess. I mean, he's not like wow, but he's. I hate playing with him because he usually beats me.
Nice.
He's good at chess.
He should play Pono.
Oh, yeah?
Pono's pretty beast at
Pono's a
that
beast
game.
at that game.
Nice.
Him and my
I
dad
can
were
see
going
that.
at it.
But,
I can see.
Yeah,
I can
man.
see Pono being really good at chess.
I remember,
Pono just has that kind of look where he's kind of
It
just.
was because of my cousins. They're really good, and he was staying with them for a little while.
Oh.
And
He had no choice.
He loved playing, and he loved the fact that they love playing board games. My love for board games actually comes from my cousins, and and my uncle was the best in the family that we remember.
Oh yeah.
And my brother would play him all the time, and he would always get to the second best, which would be his oldest, my oldest cousin, Nawal, and he, you know, my brother's like, oh, at the beginning, and then he ends up, you know, beating him, and then I find out later on that I was just like, hey, didn't you say that so and so was the best? He's like, no, it was the youngest. I hardly beat her, and so I was just like, oh, geez, okay, but you know, yeah, like when you're good at those kind of games, like, you know, you just kind of, all right, man, what do you do outside of this?
Right.
What's your real job, huh?
Yeah. What would you guys say would be a game for, let's say, people who like introverts? I know there's a game that I know that an introvert would love to play. It's a solo game.
I'm not gonna make a joke out of it, but I'm gonna say Exit. No, I'm just kidding.
Exit?
Because they want to leave. I got you.
I've never played that by myself.
Imagine though. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Wow. Yeah, no, that'll be hard.
By yourself.
That's
I don't think I've
so
ever
hard.
played that game.
Yeah,
I've
there's
never
a lot
even heard
of
of that game.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
But you don't
It's
want to
just
play
like-
by yourself.
Yeah, it's just
like
like
an
an
escape
escape room, but in a board game
Oh yeah,
form.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Or
dope.
like cards and stuff.
Yeah, like I had to build a boat with the box.
Some of the clues are on the box.
Mhm.
The box is the clue.
Sometimes it's in the barcode.
Yeah.
Sometimes, yeah.
That's crazy. Oh my gosh.
Is that a replayable game?
No,
No.
you can only play it once. It's
That's what I
like
figured.
$16.
Because
Oh, that's not bad.
Not bad at all.
you,
Not
can't,
like
you can't unlike bolt the
Gloomhaven.
box, you know, like
But
unmake the box.
if you like brand new games or brand new cards and whatnot, don't get used to that.
they get wrecked.
I
They're meant
mean,
to be played and thrown out.
If you've ever had to cut a
Ooh.
brand spanking new card,
It hurts.
it hurts so much. So much. It was funny because when I first played it, my buddy's like, "Oh yeah, you got to cut this up." I was like, "Huh?"
I just
He's
spent.
like, "Yeah, there's a perforation right there. You got to cut it." And I'm like, he's like, "Yep, you got to do it."
No,
That's
jeez.
funny.
Introverts. Solitaire.
Solitaire. Yeah.
Solitaire
Yeah.
would definitely.
Yeah.
That's a card game too,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and they could gamble. I think a lot of introverts
Yeah,
gamble
that is-
online.
Bingo. That's for sure.
They could play online,
You can play online, yeah.
but
Not by yourself.
actually,
Yeah.
you can play by yourself. But I'm thinking about it, like at a
Which
bingo
one?
hall,
I think
people like sit like 6 people away from each other.
That's true.
You know,
they're
or
like in the
4
corner. You
Yeah.
know, like they're like that corner. right
Oh, there's
there.
like like one
I've only
long
gotten to bingo
table.
one time.
One long table would have like 5 people on one side, 5 people on the other side, but it can fit like 150.
Yeah.
Well,
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
but they also have like 20
Machines and stuff.
things, yeah, like tickets or whatever. Like I was like, how you? I had 2, and I was like struggling to keep up with.
Mm-hmm.
Do I have that one?
Yeah, no, that's that's why the machines, you can start putting them in there, and you can just get one outside, and you just play the machine does it.
I didn't know that. Wow.
Now you do. So will he go to bingo now? I don't know.
I did have fun.
Yeah.
I did have fun when I went to go. I mean, this was like maybe a decade ago or something, but that is a fun game. I enjoyed it. Bingo has always been fun though.
So for people who are more introverted, there's a game called Friday the 13th. Yeah. Or no, Friday. This is what it's Friday. And it is hilarious. It's a hilarious one player game. It's a game where you and kind of like a dummy, like he's just a dude that's just kind of like stupid, and you are both stuck on an island. And every time you flip a card, an event happens, whether you guys fix something or whether he breaks something.
Oh boy.
And the idea of the game is to finish the deck, right? And if not, you obviously lose the game. And this is hilarious because what can happen is, be like, okay, you built a raft. So like you'll flip it up. You're like, you built a raft, cool. And then you flip another card, and he's like, oh, there's a hole in it that so and so created. you now need certain amount of resources, and then boom, you're like, you lost all your resources. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So it's called Friday. It's a single player game, and I would say it's definitely for the introverted.
That's crazy.
It's so funny.
I'm just imagining myself playing that game and just, just sitting there flipping the cards and start hysterically laughing because all of a sudden you get that one card and like.
I feel like it could be like, how people have those chess boards in the middle of their house that you can just play. You just got to get the pieces and play chess on them.
Yeah.
You know how there is. So, if they put that game, Friday in the middle of the room, and you can just play it. It only takes a few minutes. You just got to shuffle that bad boy up and whatever, and you just play it. I think introverts would be good at it, but also people who just kind of want to be alone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People that just like, I don't want to be bothered by anybody. I don't want to watch anything. I want to kind of stay away from the internet or whatever. Friday would be the way. Solitaire also, because you don't necessarily need to play it on the PC.
Yeah.
It's harder to play in person because you got to do all the card stuff. It's never automatic. You know what I mean?
Shuffle this machine.
So, what would you think about? Or what other types of people are there? Do you think? And what kind of games?
You definitely have like
the extroverted people.
Extroverted people. We have competitive people.
Yes.
And then you have those who are, I would say, like cooperative people.
Those are
right.
Okay.
My wife, cooperative, hates competitive games. Hates it. She will not play a competitive game. So if you're playing like Monopoly is a great example of a competitive game, right? Because Monopoly is it's a 1v1v1v1, right?
It's like a free for all.
She does not like playing them because especially if you have somebody in the group who takes it too serious, and she's like, okay, buddy, let's not. Right? She does love playing cooperative games, right? So we played probably one of my favorite cooperative games that I've played is Pandemic. Have you played Pandemic?
I do. I have it.
Nice. I played season 1 and 2. I don't know. Did they ever come out with season 3? I don't think they did. But I played season 1 and 2. Great games to play. Very cooperative games, right? The whole point is to work together to save the world. So that was a fun game. Super tough. Yeah, super tough. And and the great thing about Pandemic is they have 2 versions. They have the legendary version, and then they have the repeatable one, right? The one you can just play every time.
Yeah.
But the legendary one is so fun because like at the end you kind of like look at everything. It's like, oh snap! I'm a big fan of legendary games, right? I think that's what they're called, right? Legendary games.
Mm-hmm. I know, Legacy, right?
Legacy.
Yeah,
That's the word. Yeah. Legacy games, right? Because whatever you do changes the outcome of the future, right? So I'm always a fan of those.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah,
I've never really played a Legacy game.
Oh, that's what a legacy is, pretty much.
That's cool.
It changes your outcome. The most expensive legacy game I've ever played was Gloomhaven. That's $100 box, right? We split it with me and some friends. We haven't played it in a long time though, but that's a great game to play too. But those are what's the word I'm looking for?
Competitive?
No, the other one.
Cooperative,
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So she loves playing those, and then you have competitive game. It depends on the competitive game and who I'm playing with, right?
Would Codenames be?
Codenames is competitive.
It is competitive, and
right?
it's cooperative
Yeah.
as well.
And I think those are kind of like the better competitive games.
Yeah.
Are ones where you have teammates.
Like
you got to like
yep.
team against team. Those are always much better, I think, because you can't get too serious on that.
Yeah.
I mean, you can.
Yeah.
But
what about games for like highly intelligent players, like the brainy kind? I feel like Codenames would be their type, because those are the ones where they all like if you put a group of very intelligent people together and you have them play a game like Codenames, it'll make them second guess their own intellect, because they're just like, why'd you think of that? They're like, oh, you know what I mean? Like,
I can see that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Codenames is a fun game.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But then again, a lot of very intelligent people do games like Dungeons and Dragons. You know what I mean? They play those games.
Yeah.
And a lot of actors and comedians, mostly comedians I see playing those games. And comedians, I believe, are their vocabulary is huge, just like a rapper. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And their understanding of how words flow is it's incredible.
Yeah.
And then there's also writers. I think writers would be great. You know, you like Codenames,
For sure.
right? Yeah.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
you know, I love Codenames.
The Disney version.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I bought that. Yeah. That's for the White Elephant.
Codenames is fun.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm trying to think of a game I've played, a board game that I've played, and I'm just like, I didn't like that. I can't think of one really. I can't think of a game that I've played so far that I'm just like, wow, that was kind of trashy.
Yeah. You know, we're going back to the one that likes to gamble. And one just popped into my head. And I actually own this game. It's called Camel Up.
Oh yeah, that's
Camel
a
Up.
great.
That's
definitely a gambling game.
Hey, you guys make me feel like I don't play any board games.
Camel Up is basically it's a race, like camel race.
Oh.
And
okay.
and yeah, you have your own, and you bet on which camel you think is gonna win.
Uh-huh.
And then like you can put your bet face down on top of the board, and you wait until the whole race is
Oh,
done.
okay. So it definitely is like a horse race.
Mm-hmm.
But there's like
For camels.
there's like mini bets in there too. Like
Yep.
you also grab the card, and if that camel ends the leg, meaning like one round of it, and you get the card, and if your camel where you pick the card, like say it's blue and the blue's in the like a head, you get like 5 coins, and 5 is a lot actually.
Yeah.
5, you get 5 coins. Or if the blue one's like in 3rd, 4th, 5th, then you have to give back a coin, which to gamble, because you don't know if the other colors might jump over it.
Right.
Which if it jumps on top of it, then that other camel on top of that blue is on the lead actually.
Yeah.
And then what's crazy is because you have the black and white ones going the other direction, which makes it wild, and they can grab the other camels and they can go backwards. So that's why it's just crazy.
And that's hilarious. That's a hilarious part. It's a hilarious mechanic. Yeah, Camel Up is a great game. We barely play that. I don't know why.
No, I think the other weekend we played it. That's why it came into my mind. The kids wanted to play it. It was like they just dug this up. They're like, we haven't played this game in a long time. I'm like, all right, let's put it on the table. Let's do it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I think there's what about games for like the naughty people? The naughty, like Cards Against Humanity.
I was just gonna say, yeah.
Cyanide and Happiness. Games like that for the naughty people.
Oh,
Codenames After Dark.
Illustrations
After Dark.
Telestate. Oh man.
Codenames Deep Undercover. That's what it's called.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh,
have you ever played? I think it's called "What Do You Meme?"
Yep.
Oh, that
game.
one. Yeah, that one's pretty.
That is a pretty adultish.
Yes.
Yo, I played that with my. I mean, we were playing like we played with my family, and I was like looking at my mom. I was like, "Dang, I didn't know you had that kind of side to you," because she was saying some weird stuff. I was like, "That's too funny."
Your face is straight.
Awkward.
Yeah, I'm like, "What the heck?" Okay, because my parents are pretty
they're pretty self-reserved.
They're like straight and narrow for the most part. They don't ever make grotesque jokes or anything of that kind of sort. Neither of them.
Well, in front of you.
Well, true.
Outside of the closed doors.
I think I've only ever heard my mom curse one time, and that was because the back tire hit the curve as she was making a turn. She's like, oh. And I was like, oh. But other than that, I mean, my parents don't do any kind of that. So my mom making these jokes, I'm just like, huh. I've only ever seen my mom drunk one time my entire life, and that was like when I was 8, and I didn't even know she was drunk, right? I thought, I'm like, "Ma, why are you acting weird?" And she was just giggling the whole time. And I was like, "There's something wrong with you."
What is wrong with you, Ma?
But like, so yeah, it was funny to see that side of them on a game that we wasn't meant to be taken like naughty or dirty in any way, but my mom was just making kind of like funnier jokes.
Yeah.
Most people would probably look at it and go, "That's not a dirty joke or a naughty joke," but for my parents, definitely.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, those games are definitely those ones that you like the most angelic friend or homie. Then they all of a sudden just lash out these like very like they could be racist too sometimes. And you're just like, oh my.
Yo,
you know what I mean?
I remember the first time I played Telestation was with you and Randolph, and who else was there? Keone? I think Keone was there, and your brother was there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I had soup and salad, and it turned out to be like slaves being sold at an auction. And I'm like, bro, it was soup and salad. How did you get that? And they're like, oh. I was like, oh my God, what is wrong with everybody in this room?
That same one, I remember that one. I actually put Hangman, and then somebody put Slavery or something. I was like, what? How did that happen?
I was like, man, people in this room got problems.
Oh my goodness!
But it was pretty
I don't remember
hilarious.
that at all.
That's what got me the
I do
game.
remember you getting soup and salad.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it ended up being.
Oh man, I was busting up because I'm like, you know what, this is a funny game because I mean, Telestation is
basically the telephone game.
right,
While
but with
drawing.
pictures,
Yeah.
pictures and
and
words,
guessing,
and you
yeah.
can't, you gotta,
Yeah.
And if you're a crappy drawer,
It's hilarious.
you
When my son
you
plays it,
screwed.
it comes out to be like something else.
Yo, no, but when my sister plays that game, okay, you only get like what, a minute to draw because you have like the little
The little
timer,
timer,
sand timer or whatever you call it, and my sister draws like the freaking Mona Lisa on it, and I'm like, how do you?
Yeah.
Why is it so detailed?
We have some awesome.
Is there any ink left in there?
Yeah, we have some awesome artists over
Yeah,
here.
then those people you never get confused, and they're always the ones winning the points, right? Because you know what they're trying to draw.
I like players that or so like in Telestrations, and this is not for the naughty only people, but these are also for the comic, the funny people, the people that always are the class clowns, and are like to do improvisational stuff. When they don't know what the drawing is, and they just add some very outlandish like paragraph of what they think it is, it makes it funnier because when they read it out loud, it makes everybody laugh. That's the only way you could kind of get that point, because it was like, I have no idea what that is. He was just like, it's a roller coaster. I was like, that didn't look like a roller coaster because there was no coaster at all. It just looked like there was a tree and maybe a bird maybe in there. And so, you definitely, I don't think drawing necessarily plays a big role in it. Only because the funny thing about it is what comes out. And, obviously if everybody can draw it, then that's good on the person who had the word, or, you know what I mean? But like, I always tell people who say they can't draw, I was like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Trust me.
That's what makes it the best, though.
Yeah.
Having people who are not that great at drawing, and like you try to draw a dog, but instead a giraffe comes out or something, and you're just like,
have you
Or an alligator.
or an alligator? Yeah.
it's like, it's supposed to be a dog.
It's like, oh, I thought
It's
it was
a gecko.
It's like,
Guys,
I thought
it's
that
a
was a light
gecko.
pole. It's the Puma T-shirt. Oh, no, but have you ever drawn something like I've seen people who say they don't know how to draw. They're terrible at drawing, and their word was a television stand, and see they put a box with an antenna, and they put a stand, but someone didn't get that. They just said television or channel 1. You know what I mean? And then the person who didn't know how to draw, but there was like, this is pretty clear cut, right? They're just like, and that's where I go, I told you.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you're great or not.
Yeah. Sometimes.
And another person would be like, well, you put more detail on the TV than the actual stand itself. You should have put more detail on the stand so we can actually say it's a TV stand.
Right.
That's me.
Right.
Okay, I have a quick question for you guys. So you guys are both in the medical field. What are games that you think your coworkers would get into?
Don't say Operation.
Gosh. I thought so. I thought he was gonna bring that up.
I'd be like, take it, notice that. He said Operation, guys.
Would you guys do Ouija boards?
No.
No.
Thank you. Yep, that's
no.
what I'm yeah.
I will never,
neither.
ever, I don't care. I don't
Nah.
care. It could be fake or not.
I don't mess
But I'd
with
rather
that.
not.
Mm-mm.
It is not.
He's
no.
lying because he used the Ouija board on Phasmophobia. Both of them did.
No.
okay,
Wait,
okay.
no.
So
that's a lie. That's a lie.
Phasmophobia, we had to do it. It was part of the game.
I never touched that Ouija board. Whenever, even
Not touching it doesn't matter. 'Cause
no.
it's in the game.
Even in the game, if there was a Ouija board that needed to be used, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be in a different room. Actually, I'm gonna be outside while you use the Ouija board because I'm not gonna
By
participate.
association, they played
I
it.
looked at it. I didn't use it.
Yeah, I'm the one that used it because we needed points. Okay, we needed some money.
Yeah.
We need points.
No,
So-
but in real life, I would
No,
not.
I would
No.
never know.
I would like.
But do you think your coworkers would play games like that?
Yes.
They would.
I
Some
don't-
of my coworkers.
I don't
I'm not
think
just
I
Ouija,
have
of course.
one.
You know, other games like Mysterium where they deal with ghosts. and you're psychic detectives. You know what I mean? Like,
I think I have one.
I don't. My coworkers, as far as I know, my coworkers aren't very nerdy.
Or like those murder games, like
There's
Werewolf.
one coworker that might.
You know, I might have one.
She's like the self-proclaimed board game champion in her house.
Oh.
So it's kind of like, okay,
it hasn't come over,
challenge.
obviously.
You know, challenge accepted.
Why haven't you come over? Like, the who? Well, I mean, I still have to I have to beat your sister-in-law, and she beats me every time. It's weird. I mean,
what game?
King of Tokyo.
Oh, she's like queen of Tokyo, bruh.
No, she's the Empress of Tokyo. That. I don't know what you're talking about, dog.
She's the Empress, my bad.
Like, it's so crazy. I'll get so close. And then she just rolls like big at the end. I'm just like,
she lets you know at the end.
It's your curse of the dice, like, bro. It follows you everywhere.
She lets you know at the end. I get that all the time. Oh, yeah, you were so close. Not. Same. You know, like. But yeah, King of Tokyo. That can turn into a cooperative and a competitive game at the same time.
For sure. I would say, I think the last one would be like a family game. Like family games would be games like King of Tokyo. But Monopoly, Trouble. Those games, those are always the family games, the go-tos. Taboo, yeah. What else?
Charades.
Charades.
Charades, yeah.
Catchphrase. You know what I mean?
Catchphrase.
Yeah, catchphrase is always fun. You know what I mean? And I think, those are good family games.
I don't think I played Catchphrase.
What? Okay. I think there's a phrase on top of like a little board, and then you
gotta catch it.
You're supposed to I'm supposed to give you clues on what it is. Like, yeah. So like your word would be like pyramid. I'll be like Tut. Cleopatra.
Okay.
Oh.
ISIS.
So it's like charades.
It's like charades, kind of. Yeah, but it's more like taboo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but there's no taboo word. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, was there any family games that you guys know of? I mean, you bought Taboo and.
Is it just board games strictly, or
any other board games for certain people? Yeah.
Because I was gonna say there's Jackbox TV, but that's electronic.
That's
like super electronic, but that's not. That's not board games.
It's a virtual board game.
Virtual board game.
Yeah,
I guess that would count.
Yeah.
Jackbox, that's right.
I mean, Jackbox
Pictionary.
Pictionary.
A lot of team games. Quelf. Cranium.
Quelf is good. I like Quelf.
Quelf is fun.
So funny.
Cranium is hilarious.
I don't think I played Cranium.
Cranium is like Quelf, but a little bit more on the difficult side. Or more not too difficult side, more of the like RPG kind of side. Like it's more fantasy.
Yeah.
Whereas Cranium is more like trivia.
You
know what I'm saying? But
Telestations. I play that with my family all the time.
I love that.
And I think it because you could get like the 12 pack, like the 12-person version, because there's like 10 of us, right? 2, 4, 6, 8 of us, 9 now. So it's like that's a perfect game for all of us to play. The only thing is,
you have the 12-person one?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The only downfall is that because the words are in English, sometimes there are certain words my parents may not know, which just makes it greater for us. Because when you say this is what I was trying to say, it's like that is not what you drew at all. That I don't even know what you were trying to draw. But awesome. That. And then one of my favorite games that I don't get to play a lot, Haunted House on the Hill, such a great game. Gotta play that game. I mention it every time we talk about games. I bring that game up because at some point we're gonna play that game.
I'm ready.
You can bring it on the game. One of the games.
But the issue is it's only like is it a 4-person game, 4 or 5-person game?
It's okay. I can bring another game for another set of people.
Bring it on.
Okay. Yeah. All right, we'll do it. I'll bring it.
Yeah. I mean, I bring all my games, and I bring Revolution. That's my favorite game. That is I believe that is a bluffing game. And that's where you try to outbid certain things in your circle, and to gain influence in the game. And the more influence you gain, the more points you get in the end, right? I love the game. It's my absolute favorite game. But we never play it because there's only 4 players. And my brother goes and says, "I don't know why you bring it. No one plays it." I was like, "It's because there's only 4 players." He's like, "Yeah, but you don't bring it out." No, there's only 4 players. I don't want to leave anybody out.
Yeah, it's always rough when it only has a max amount of players and you have a huge party.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so I guess for that, there's a ton of different types of games for different types of people. I wouldn't say that there isn't one that certain people wouldn't play.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But when it comes down to it, it's just whoever's house it is. You know what I mean?
True.
Because I have friends that they wouldn't play games like Sherlock Holmes or Exit or
right.
Or Mysterium. They wouldn't want to play. They want to keep it simple, like Mad Gab, Jenga, Suspend. You know what I mean? Right. They want to keep it simple. You know what I mean? Like super, just chill. And granted, my favorite areas is where it's more difficult. The more difficult the game, the better.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because
you like that challenge.
I love it.
I agree, though.
Yeah.
I'm more of the more challenging kind of games. Games that make you think, make you cry a little.
Yeah, like War Machine.
I can't wait to finish one session of Mage Knight. I don't know when I'm gonna do that. But I guess we can wrap this episode up. I want to just let everybody know to follow us on all of our social media, our Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Don't forget to listen to us on Google Podcasts, Spotify, Apple Podcast, Overcast, Radio Public, and listen to all of them through Anchor FM. And don't forget to watch this video that you guys are watching right now on YouTube. And we'll see you guys next time.
Later, guys.